Hello, everybody, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Right now, we are in Kingman. We are headed to Barstow, and we have home accessories 40,595 pounds, and roughly equivalents, probably closer to about 75 to 78,000 pounds truck and trailer. Maybe less because we got a small fuel tank. Right now, we're just letting the truck warm up doing its thing. If you can see by the tachometer, we got a little temp gauge. It's still cold, but no big deal. Now, we're going to the rail export out there. They expected us to be there on Wednesday to Thursday, 9:53 to 4:33, and 6:21 on a Wednesday right now. So we got about 3 hours or so to get there. Turns about 10 hours. So about 3 to 10 hours or so we need to get there. Right now, if you can see my left mirror there, the lights are not on, so this is not a reefer load, which is not terrible at all. We're going to turn on our lights here, turn on the flashers, and we're going to look at the back. Make sure the brake lights are working. Oh, yep, they are. Let's go back inside because it's loud outside. Anyway, besides the point. So basically all we're going to do is we're going to drop down onto the Interstate 40, head eastbound into California, and booyah, that's where we're going to be. Let's get out of here. Oh, okay. So we're still good on fuel, so we're not going to be even the slightest worried about fuel. And let's put it into gear and get out of here. That's the only way to get out of here, you know. So we're going to pull up as far as we can and then just cut her. We were lucky because they give us a short trailer on the other side, so we're not terribly worried about that. Our flashers are on because, well, okay, let's actually straighten up so we don't hit that trailer. There we go. Now we can come over. Our flashers are on because we are still in the yard. Most of the time, they want you to have the flashers on. I don't know why, and it's really annoying, but hey. That's what they want. That's what they get.
Turn right.
We are turning right. Thank you. Let's go over to the other lane, and we're going to hit the curb. I don't know if we did or not, actually, but no, well, who cares? But yeah, like I said, our fuel is doing good, so I'm not worried about that.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
Turn
thank you.
right.
Turn right. I did a big thing when we were got done with the last episode. I don't know if I did a good decision or not. If you guys noticed when I pulled up the bill of lading, we have $31,000. Last episode we had about 12 or like 5 somewhere there. Looks like a truck accident right there. Well, that ain't good at all. But anyway, yeah, we got $31,506. Not fantastic, but I will tell you why right here. Okay, so right here, if you want to look over to the truck manager, we bought another truck. It's exactly the same as mine. I mean, there is literally no difference, all except I have horns and he don't. I heard this Eric L guy. I mean, he's not very good. He's only 0.8. But I figured, hey, if he can get money, so can I. Our daily profit is about $7,000. That ain't great. But, well, his is none, so we're doing better than he is. If you want to go over to the bank here, we found out that we could take like $300 or like $400,000 or $500,000. So what we did, we maxed everything out. $450,000 we have in bills right now. I paid off all the $10,000 bills. So we owe $448,214. That's terrible, and it's almost frightening. So it's a big risk, to say the least. But if it pans out, then we will make good money. If it doesn't, then I don't know what we'll do because we're kind of stuck. So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to keep running her hard and not stop, because if we stop, we lose our business, and we worked way too hard to get it. Thankful for the bank to give us that massive loan, but we spent it very quickly.
Go straight on.
Thank you for yelling in my ear. that truck was 118,000 after the paint and spray and everything else. It was probably about 125 or 130 or something like that. Then you had to upgrade the garage so that you can actually fit the truck in there, because all we had is one garage. Then we had to upgrade to 3, and that was $180,000. So, yeah, we're out of money. We're in massive debt. Let's simmer down a little bit. It's only 75, not 80. But yeah, we're in massive debt. $428,000 worth. But I feel like if we can keep making enough money, I didn't want to spend it all just because I know the bank loans.
Go straight on.
Thank you. I know the bank loans are going to be like, oh yeah, well I want my money now. So I didn't want to spend all that money, which is good, because then the money that we got from the bank loan can actually pay itself off while we make the money. So basically we have $30,000 that we can put toward the loan due to all the installments and such, and then by the time we make enough money, hopefully we'll make about $30,000 by the time that we make that before we have to make another payment. So that's a lot of information in a short amount of time, but you know, that's what we got to do in the trucking biz. Also, I looked up when you can buy a trailer. I'm really interested in buying a trailer, maybe even 2, and that's going to be about another $100,000. It's probably going to be a while since basically what I did was I was like, well, do I want to buy a trailer or do I want to buy another truck and get another driver? And then I decided, well, you know, another driver can give me more money than the trailer. So that's the route I did. Of course, I did this all offline, or off camera, so that y'all didn't have to sit there for hours listen to me ramble along. But that's pretty good. So we got the fuel station here, truck stop, Travel Plaza. Should have scaled it just because, but I didn't think about it. I forgot that was even there, to be honest with you. So should have scaled it because I wanted to see how close I was. I mean, we're probably pushing about 60 to 70,000 pounds. When I drove a truck about 40,000 pounds, I was pushing at least 75, just because I had to sleeper and everything else. 43,000 pounds, and I was really pushing it. If we can stay in our lane, then we can actually pass these guys. Actually, I think we're screwed for now. But yeah, the max I could pull was basically about 43 and some change, and I was pushing about 80,000 pounds. But also, you know, if you think about it, it was me and my fiance in the truck, and then also you had, you know, all of our stuff, all our clothes, food, stuff like that, and then you also had, you know, the trailer and all that weight. So I mean, we hold quite a bit of weight and such. But yeah, I mean, pretty much I'm gonna have to have her send her all of her pictures to me on my phone, and install it basically or save them to my computer here, so I can make that video right quick, put some music on, and make it look and sound nice. I mean, it's a really good experience. I mean, like I said in the previous videos, we had about 25 states that we saw, and you know, I never experienced the U.S. and neither has she. She's only been like California and so on, and I've only been on to Idaho, Washington, and California. So after that, being 25 states, that's pretty cool. The only bad thing is that, like I said before, you didn't get to experience it, you just got to drive through it. I mean, and that's what really sucked about the whole thing. I need over. Are you gonna let me over? You are now? Okay, thank you, buddy. Put one blinker on each side just to show them thank you. So we are doing 60. We're doing about 5 miles an hour over the speed limit, but I think we're going to get stranded over here, which isn't the greatest feeling in the world. But that guy's over there, and I don't think he's going to let us back over. Yeah, we're doing 50 now, so I think what we're going to do is kill the cruise. Oh, now you're going to be a dick and pass him on the slow side. Of course, people do that all the time. That's why it's a dangerous side, because right now, you know, like like, even in this game, you're looking dead ahead and you're looking in your left mirror. You don't ever look in your right mirror because you're always in the slow lane. Oh, shit. Where the fuck's the cop? Oh, right behind me. Oh, good. I get to go past the way station. That's great. Thank you. I'm going to pull in there anyway because I don't want this cop next to me. Where is this way station? There it is. I want to go in and see how heavy we weigh. It's not going to take all but, 5-10 minutes. Speeding again? Good lord, that cop needs to get off my ass. Fuck you, copper. Gee whiz, that's the first speeding ticket I ever had. Well, now it's the first two. And stop. Oh, wow, it doesn't tell you. Well, what the hell? That's stupid. Must be closed. I've actually done that a few times too. I've actually pulled off the interstate just to check my load. I picked up a load in Layton, Utah, and it just freshly snowed. And there's about 2 or 3 inches of snow up on the roof of the trailer. Whoa, buddy. You could have got over, but whatever. Anyway, so there's about 2 or 3 inches of freshly powder on the roof. And I picked it up and I scaled it out, and I was 34,000 pounds on the drives and the steer, or drives and the tandems, and I had a quarter tank of fuel, and I was like, oh shoot, and they wouldn't give us a ladder to clear it off ourselves. No, that's too easy. So basically, what we had to do is drive down the freeway, and we lost a few pounds because then then all the snow blew off. But what sucked really badly about this trip was that just down the road, again, we were going to Kent, Washington to take that beer load in. And in Kent, Washington, actually no, in North Bend, Washington, no, it's Clayaloom. They're on I-90 in Washington. It snowed about 8 inches to a foot of snow in about 4 hours. It was crazy. So we had to, figure out, I took my 10-hour break, and that's how long it was. And it was just crazy. And I called my dispatcher and go, hey, I can't drive this truck. There was a scale 9 miles down the road. And if it's closed, you're fine, but if it's open, you are not leaving. Because you get a massive ticket. And I said, if you want to pay the ticket, I'll drive. But if you don't want to pay the ticket, I'm not moving. So we went back to bed, and then we had to go down to a Love's there in Ellensburg, and we had to re-weigh ourselves, and it was hot the next day, so it all melted off, and my dispatcher, he was all pissed off and saying how I didn't do my job and da-da-da-da-da, and I said, I'm not getting a ticket, so if you don't like it, you can take this load and shove it. And that's just the way it was, because I'm not going to pay, I think it's like $100 or $200 per pound you're over, or something like that. It's crazy. And I weighed myself, and on the tandems, I was like 35,000 pounds. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. So, good luck. But, I delivered that load late just because of the weather. I mean, you can't do anything about the weather. The weather's going to do what the weather's going to do. So, I mean, not much you can do. But, when you're driving a truck down the road, nobody listens to you because you're actually in the elements. Everybody, like the dispatcher, driver manager, so on and so forth, they're looking at a computer screen and they don't know why you're not moving. Or at least that's the experience I had. There's more. Really? Great. Okay, well, this is going to be fantastic. Looks like we're going to go to Las Vegas and somewhere try to figure out a way to turn over. Don't pull out in front of me. You can stay there. Thank you. Great. Okay.
Okay, Let's find a new route.
Thank you, because that's what we're going to need. And we're going to crawl up this hill. Like, I mean, crawl. And there we go. So actually, since this is going to happen, I think I'm going to pull over here again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off and... Okay, so what I'm going to do is turn on my four-ways. And we're going to check the map. What are we doing here? Oh, wow, there's... Really? Oh, boy. That is one hell of a ways, isn't it? I mean, we are right there, too. And there's nowhere to turn around. I mean, there's a rest area, but there's nowhere to turn around. So we're going to have to drive all the way to Prim, turn around, and drive all the way back. Holy crap. That is crazy. Okay. So it looks like I might be doing some major editing on this one. But first, you know, let's see if I actually turn this around. Safe parking? No, we're going to do skilled parking. That's what I wanted to see. Okay. Let's get back on the road because turn off the parking brake so we can actually get somewhere. These guys are going to go slower than molasses, so I'm just going to keep it on and keep getting... There's a guy right there. You going to let me on, or... I mean, it's AI. Real life, they don't let you on either. And I'm not slowing down because there's a hill. Come on, guys. Come on. Now, I could slow down and get behind him, but I'm not going to do it. My blinker's on. He knows that I need over. Just going to get... Okay, fine. Fine. Because you're a dick and you won't turn over. Get over, dude. Oh, now you get... Really? Are you kidding me right now? Screw it. I'm coming over. Thank you for being a douchebag. Oh, now you get over. What the hell? You're a fruitcake. People, that's what we got to deal with right there. And of course, we can't do the, you know, faster than the speed limit, or else we get 18 tickets. So, looks like we'll be doing 55, and that's what we're going to do. Let's see. 223 more miles. Holy mackerel. All because that one was cut off, basically. That's ridiculous. I don't think... Well, yeah, I had to do that. At one time, we were in Livingston, I think it was, Montana. We had to go through the town instead of on the freeway or interstate. I believe it was 90 up there too, because there was a high wind. And that trip, I had 1,000 pounds of mattresses and cushions and whatnot. So basically, it said if you're less than 10,000 pounds, get off the road. Now, technically, I was over 10,000 pounds because the truck weighs more than 10,000 pounds, but I was literally all over the road. Like, I could not contain the truck and trailer. That was like a definition of what we were going through. And it was so crazy because I pulled over. I was like, I'm done. So I called my DM and I go, hey, I cannot drive this truck anymore because it is going ballistic. I cannot stay in my lane. And then she comes over and she's, for lack of a better term, she was a utmost bitch. And she's like, oh, well, you know, if you can't maintain your lane, you got to pull over. And I'm like, there's nowhere to pull over. I'm in the middle of nowhere. And I was like, there's a town up the road just a touch. And she's like, oh, well, if you think you can do that, thankfully. I mean, just the nastiest, you know, just remarks and everything. It was like, why you got to be like that? You know, why you got to be like that? You know, I'm here trying to make money. You're here trying to make money. So let's all, you know, try to work together instead of, you know, apart. Anyway, we got 5 hours and 17 minutes left. But yeah, anyway, so I drove down to Lexington and Livingston, not Lexington. Lexington's in Nebraska. Livingston, and we stopped at, well, technically we stopped at an Albertsons and we shopped a little bit, got some food, and then we went on to, where did we stop after that? We might have stopped at a rest area, believe it or not. I'm not sure. Maybe it was Ironwood? I don't know. We stopped somewhere that day, and we're going to Spokane. Had another trip to Spokane. I said, hey, I don't know if we're going to make it because I have a massive, you know, storm blowing winds. You know, it's like 60, 70 miles an hour winds. And so we figured it out, and we didn't have to worry about the winds anymore. And I just said, screw it, we're going. And I only had like 4 hours left on my clock, so we went until I had about half an hour, and then we turned around, or not turned around, then we stopped. But we got there on time before we had to be there, and I was like, oh yeah, we're not going to make it, because I didn't know, well, this was before we left, I didn't know if we were going to leave or not. And so I told her, hey, you know, I'm going to leave. The wind settled down and everything else, and she didn't reply, which was good, because, you know, there was just no respect between me and her at all, because she's never been in a semi, she's never driven a semi, never rode in a semi, nothing, right? And there's a lot of stressors driving a semi. You got the traffic, you got the weather, you got the time changes, you got the load times, you have when you have to be there time, delivery time, pickup time, you have your 11, 70, 8, and 14 hour clock you got to worry about. You have to find parking spots. You have to, I mean, I'm not complaining. I did love my job, but there is a ton of stuff that you had to watch. You know, you had to pay attention because, you know, it's not a game. It's literally life and death. You know, because if I ram that guy in front of me, I mean, because it's a big truck, he might live. But if it's a car, they're most likely going to die. Because my truck's going to go through the car, not just rear it. You know, and that's the way it is. And it sucks, but that's the truth. And, you know, there's not much we can do about it. So, I mean, if you get a careless person driving a semi, it's absolutely terrifying. But, oh well, I guess now we're about a mile out of Prim, so we're
keep right
in Nevada.
And then exit right.
Keep right and exit right. Now that we can do 70, we can get off. Okay, of course.
Exit right.
Use our Jake brake and just slow down to get back on the interstate.
Turn left.
The only thing I wish that I had in this truck was a louder Jake brake. Stop good enough and keep going. Place is dead. I've never been to Prim, never been to Las Vegas,
Get
but
ready to turn left.
I have been to Reno and Sparks, Nevada, and Winnemucca.
Turn left.
They're on I-80. Pretty cool place. I've never seen so many damn casinos in my life, but pretty cool place. That is for sure. How many? About 128 miles, so it won't be too terribly long. Oh, look at that trailer. That's pretty cool. And good thing there's no traffic. Good. Now we're headed to Barstow. Oop, stay in your lane. Oh, okay. Huh, that was a bad choice. On a corner, of course. Of course it was. Okay, let's get back to 55. And 50. A little bit more. And there you go. But yeah, another thing about stressors. They like to send me to like Irvine, Anaheim, Riverside was another big one. They're all in Los Angeles, all in California, and it sucked badly because the traffic is atrocious, and people tell me all the time, "Oh, I would hate to drive a car in California, in LA area," and I said I drove a semi. You know, people cut you off and everything. It's absolutely crazy. Like nobody understands the, like I can kill you in a matter of seconds, but yet they don't care. It literally seems like they don't care. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. But I mean, hey, whoever wants to live there, go ahead, because I don't ever. I don't even like to visit, to be honest with you. Like I said, I live in Oregon, and that's where I live. That's where I grew up, and that's where I'm probably going to stay. California, not where I want to be. There's nothing in California for me. Nothing at all. But enough about California. I really do like Montana. If you've never been to Montana, go to, if you like the mountains and the woods and like, just pretty sights, go to Butte, Montana, and then drive westbound to Missoula, to Moulin, Idaho, to Coeur d'Alene. Pretty much from Spokane to Butte, Montana. Spokane, Washington to Butte, Montana. And that is probably the most beautifulest stretch I've ever seen. One of the most. And I have to say one of the most because, well, Oregon is pretty. On I-5, Oregon's pretty. I mean, basically they all have their own purdy types, It's kind of like people. Everybody is purdy, some people are not purdy, and so on and so forth. Like, there's a lot of desert in the western side of the U.S., so it's all about taste, right? It's who you're attracted to, and so on and so forth. I'm not trying to, be weird or nothing. It's just like the analogy of what I chose. Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of desert in the west, basically from about middle of Oregon all the way to kind of almost Nebraska is basically all flatland, desert, so on. There's not much really else going on. Now in Nebraska, there's a lot of farmland, ton of farmland. Iowa, farmland. Indiana, Illinois, farmland, everything, farmland. North Dakota, I'm not sure what they got there, because the only time I went to North Dakota was when it was about -5 in Fargo. And before that, the coldest temperature I ever seen was 13, 12, never -5. So that was crazy. And I was like, I don't want to be back here anymore. But the coldest temperature I've ever been in was Rock Springs, Wyoming. And it was -33. Holy crap. It was so cold. I had the defroster on in the truck. It was so cold that my window literally froze from the inside out. Literally froze. It was ridiculous. Now, the truck stayed on the whole night because, it stayed on for about 4 days straight, period. There was no shutting it off, nothing. Because it was so cold, it froze the motor super fast. And the diesel, you have to add like an anti-gel. And at 10 degrees, you got to keep it running so the fuel's still moving. If not, then it could gel up and your engine is literally destroyed. And that's not cool. and you're out of like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. That guy behind me don't know if he wants to leave, go straight, or what. It's being kind of weird. Oh, now he's going to go again. And he's going to get back. Yep, figured. Whatever, he can just do his own thing. Oh, crap, now I'm getting tired. Am I going to be late on this load? Ooh, 2 hours and 14 minutes. Oh boy. How far do I got? Oop, 27 miles. So we shouldn't make it, but man, it's going to be close. Here's that interchange that we basically failed at because we had to turn right to go all the way to frickin' Nevada. That's another thing. In this game, you cannot sleep. Now, I know that we don't have a sleeper. But, I mean, if you had a sleeper, I wish that you could sleep in your sleeper. Now, technically, you're not allowed to sleep on the side of the road. But, you know, it would be cool to move. That was the latest freaking get-over I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, I wish you could, like, pull over somewhere and sleep. Because that's what I did all the time. Just because half the time there was no, nope, gotta get back over. I did that a lot out on the road too. But most of the time there's no parking anywhere, so whatever you found, that's where you were. Oop, stay on, stay in, there we go. Looks like we're headed to Carlsbad and Los Angeles. We're on Interstate 15 now.
Keep
I know.
right, and
I'm
then
going.
exit right.
I'm going as fast as I can. The detour held us all up.
Exit
First time
right.
I've ever seen that. Slow down, slow down, slow
Turn
down.
right.
There we go. Slow down, slow down, slow down. There we go. We got her. And we're going to be there any minute. Took that turn very wide for some reason. Looks like we're up here to the right. So, yeah, we got tons of time. Hour and 42 minutes. Looks like I'm going to have to find somewhere to sleep, too. But, oh well. Happens, right? So, like normal, I'm going to have to get out of the truck, go in there and see where they want them.
It's all over now.
It's all over now. Okay, well, that's new. Okay, I will be right back. Okay, so I talked to him. Whoop, shift into gear, thank you. So I talked to him and they wanted it over here. Right there it looks like. Holy moly, this is going to be interesting. Looks like they changed it up. Used to be over there that we had to go to. Yeah, let's kill the lights. We don't need to blind everybody and their brother. Okay, so how on earth are we going to do this? I've never done this one. I've played this game a long time, but I've never done this one. So this might be a little bit challenging, which is good. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make the trailer go way over here as far as we can. And then cut it back, basically. Get as close over here as we can. And straighten it up just a touch. And, oh, even more. Straighten it up. Oh, and that's as far as you're going to go, or else you're going to hit everything in the brother. Turn to the left. Just to straighten the truck out a little bit more. And hopefully not hit that wall over there. So we're going to want to basically back up to the right, so the trailer goes left. Oh, look at all that brain cells dying right there, trying to figure out what the hell I'm trying to say here. Looks good on that side too. Now we're just gonna back it up and make adjustments accordingly. There we go. Now it's gonna go in perfectly. Okay, back to the left. Back to the left, back to the left. And back to the right now. Last minute straightened up. Oh, hit the back. Good enough. Come on. There we go. And there we go. Let's see how we did. Man, that is not too shabby. I mean, we're a little bit to the left of it, but hey, we're not too bad. Let's detach and see how we did. Booyah. 429 miles, 8 hours and 46 minutes to do it. 67 gallons to do that in. Holy moly. Like normal, let's see how good we done. Let's pull up the calculator here. 429 divided by 67 is 6.4 miles a gallon. Not terrible, but it also ain't great, if you know what I mean. So yeah. Thank you guys. Oh, we even leveled up. Let's do Let's do that one. Why not? Okay. Well, anyway, like I was gonna say now, we got $38,000. Let's see if our guy even moved. Has he moved? Has he done anything? 185 miles. Where are you going? Is there a way to tell where he's going? Driver manager. Okay. Do you have a load somewhere that I need to know of? Bushnell Farms, Flagstaff, finishes in 2 hours. Okay, so he's gonna make some money in about 2 hours or so. So on the next episode, you will see that. Probably not, actually. I gotta sleep and whatnot, so I'll do all that off camera. But anyway, as long story short, thank you all for watching. Please leave a like down below and tell me how good or bad I'm doing, and tell me what you want to see next. As always, I will see you in the next one. Take care.